Good morning and welcome to Unity of Huntsville. Unity of Huntsville is an inclusive, compassionate community that supports the realization of our divine potential, the awakening of our hearts, and healing through interactive learning, practice, and service. My name is Reverend Dean Isley, and I'll be your worship leader, song leader, and providing the message today, which is freedom and forgiveness. Forgiveness and freedom. Something like that. And now I'd like to bring your attention to the Christ candle. We light the Christ candle each Sunday as a symbol of the Christ light that's in each and every one of us. That Christ light is always present within us and never goes out. We may forget the truth of who we are, but it is always the same. That Christ light is always shining within us. Our challenge is to remember that it's there and to see it in every person we meet. And now, if you would, let's stand and sing together our opening song, Welcome to the Temple. Welcome to the temple, welcome to the sanctuary. We are here to greet you, you just come on in. Welcome to the presence, welcome to the family. We are here to greet you, you just come on in. Come on in and sit down. We know you're looking for a place of love. And do you hear all the voices raised in song? So take your heart in your hand, this is where you belong. And open up the doors now. Welcome to the temple, welcome to the sanctuary. We are here to greet you, you just come on in. Welcome to the presence, welcome to the family. We are here to greet you, you just come on in. Come on in and sit down. Welcome, welcome, come on in. 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 Welcome. And now before you find your seats, I invite you to greet one another in hands of fellowship as I sing Weave. You can join me if you can see the words behind me. Weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together, together in love. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together, together in love. And now please be seated. We'll sing this next song from the seated position. It's called Raising the Veil by Daniel Nahmod. I'm raising the veil between me and my God. right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. I want to know you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to see you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to hear you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to feel you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to praise you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to love you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. I'm raising the veil. I'm raising the veil. Thank you. And now let us affirm together our opening statement. There is only one presence and one power in my life and the universe, God. And now I'd like to read for you from the Daily Word. The Daily Word is a publication of Unity World Headquarters. And the word of the day today is forgive. And the affirmation is, I find peace and freedom as I forgive. And the message is, forgiveness is not always easy. I may resist letting go of the hurt or distress caused by someone's words or actions. Even so, I know that forgiveness makes space for peace to flow to and through me. I release what has been, realizing the past cannot be changed. As I do my inner work to forgive, I also forgive myself for hanging on to past hurts. With each step I take in the direction of forgiveness, I open to love. Love flows to me as healing energy and compassion. As I forgive, I heal. Letting go, my heart feels lighter and I feel ready to move forward. My spiritual nature of divine love and peace cannot be harmed by words or actions. I forgive and feel light and free. And the scripture is from Colossians chapter 3 and verse 13. If anyone has a complaint against another, Forgive each other. Just as the Lord has forgiven you, so you also must forgive. The affirmation is, I find peace and freedom as I forgive. And the word of the day is forgive. And now let us affirm together our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. And now let us go deeper in prayer together. I invite you to find a comfortable position in your seat, perhaps with your back, your posture a little more upright, as you allow your body to relax. And now, if you would, take a deep breath with me, gently but fully filling your lungs as you breathe in, and relax and allow that air to escape back to universe. Breathing in and relaxing as you breathe out. And as your breathing returns to its normal rhythm, just allow your body to continue to relax, even as your mind becomes a little more quiet. Thoughts will come unbidden, and that's okay. Accept them for what they are. Allow them to come and allow them to go in the same way, only observing that they were there without naming or following them. Simply being right here, right where your feet are, right now. All is in divine order. You are exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. You are a beloved child of God. Good. Just the way you are right now. As a child of God, we all inherit the powers of God. Some of them, divine wisdom and understanding, to help us with our discernment. We activate those powers so that we may take from the message today exactly what we need to put to use in our life. The powers of will and strength, so that we may make this decision and put it to use in our life. We know that it's not enough to only learn about truth. It only works if we work it. Each one of us is a radiating center of the Christ light. And this divine presence, this divine spark is always with us. It is available to us no matter what is going on around us. And so we practice finding the silence within us when it is easy, so that when life is not so easy, that stillness is still available to us. It is always present. Let us go into the silence together right now. Charles Fillmore taught us that as we come out of the silence, often we receive a realization, a knowing, the guidance that we need. And so we open ourselves to Spirit as we return from the silence. Spirit, Comforter, my teacher, what is mine to do in this universe? What is my next step? And in this moment, we are grateful that this guidance is ours and available to us anytime. And we will receive the guidance that we need at just the right and perfect time. Only maybe it won't be when we want it. We are grateful for one another, grateful for this day and this life, grateful for this opportunity to gather together, like-minded, seekers of truth, whole and perfect beings, just the way we are. And in a spirit of gratitude that knows no object, only this feeling, only a knowing of gratefulness, we say thank you. And so it is. Amen. The freedom of forgiveness. Awakening to divine freedom. Good morning, beloved community. I find peace and freedom when I forgive. What I release no longer has the power to imprison me. And it's become my tradition to bring back the joke, because I know some people missed it. Some of you may not have. A minister was preaching enthusiastically about forgiveness. And he asked the congregation, how many of you are willing to forgive your enemies? Almost every hand went up, except for one elderly woman in the front row. The minister asked, Miss Clara, you aren't willing to forgive your enemies? And she replied, I don't have any enemies. The minister was amazed. That's wonderful. At your age, How have you managed to live without having any enemies?" She smiled and said, "I outlived every one of them." There are several ways to get rid of your enemies. Apparently, patience is one of them. But Jesus did suggest another way: forgiveness. And forgiveness may be one of the most misunderstood practices in our spiritual lives. I'd like to share a little story with you, and I'll call it the stone in the pocket. Imagine that someone hurts you deeply. Perhaps they betray you. Perhaps they humiliate you. Perhaps they abandon you. And so you pick up a stone. That stone represents what happened, and you put it in your pocket. At first, carrying it feels justified. You think, "I need to remember what they did." And perhaps for a while you do. The stone reminds you to establish boundaries. It teaches you something. But years pass. The person who hurt you moves on. And you are still carrying the stone. You take it to work, take it home, you take it into new relationships. You take it to church, you take it on vacation. Sometimes, late at night, you take the stone out. You turn it over in your hands. You remember exactly what happened. You rehearse what you should have said. You imagine conversations that will probably never happen. And then you put the stone back in your pocket. Does this sound familiar? Eventually, something strange happens. You are no longer carrying the stone. The stone is carrying you. Forgiveness begins when we finally ask, "How long do I want to carry this stone?" Peter once asked Jesus, "Lord, if another member of the church sins against me, how often should I forgive? As many as 7 times?" Jesus answered, "Not 7 times, but I tell you 77 times. In case you want to reference, that's Matthew 18, 21 and 22. Peter thought he was being generous by saying 7 times. 7 times is a lot. But Jesus points beyond arithmetic. He's saying, stop counting. As long as you're counting offenses, you're still keeping a ledger. Keeping accounts. Forgiveness is the moment we decide we no longer want to organize our lives around debt. Perhaps the most radical expression of forgiveness in the Christian tradition comes from the cross. Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. Luke 23 and 34. Notice what Jesus does not say here. He doesn't say that they did nothing wrong. Something terrible is happening. Forgiveness does not deny reality. Jesus does not call He refuses to allow hatred to determine who he becomes. That is spiritual freedom. Forgiveness is not approval. And this distinction is very important. Forgiveness does not mean what happened was acceptable. It does not mean you must trust someone who has proven untrustworthy. It does not mean there should be no consequences. And forgiveness does not automatically mean reconciliation. Reconciliation requires participation from both sides. Sometimes, though, forgiveness can happen entirely in one heart. Forgiveness means I refuse to let what happened continue living inside me as poison. I don't have to carry that rock around in my pocket and pull it out and just relive it. Jesus says in the Gospel of Thomas, if you bring forth what is within you, what you have will save you. That's the saying number 70. This is a profound psychological and spiritual truth. What is hidden must be brought into consciousness. We have to be aware. Refuse to acknowledge does not disappear. Resentment we bury does not vanish. Grief we avoid does not cease to exist. If you bring forth what is within you, what you have, Christ within you, will save you. If we don't, it just waits, lurking in our shadow. Forgiveness does not begin by pretending we are unhurt, but by becoming honest about what is within us. Bring it forth. Name it. Feel it. See it. And then transform it. It doesn't go away. You change your relationship with it. The Gospel of Thomas also says, love your brother like your soul. Guard that person like you would the pupil of your eye. Saying number 25. This teaching becomes especially challenging when we remember that the person before us is imperfect. Just like we are. To see another as soul does not mean approving every action. It means refusing to reduce a human being to the worst thing they have ever done. And that includes ourselves. Unity teaches us that beneath our human personality is something deeper. The Christ within us. Our divine identity. Our spiritual nature. Human experiences can wound us. Words can hurt. Relationships can break. Bodies can be injured. And trust can be violated. We shouldn't minimize those realities. But within us, there is something that is deeper than anything that has happened to us. Something whole, something sacred, something untouched at its center. At its center. It's the Christ within. It's the Christ within. Forgiveness becomes possible when I remember what happened to be is only part of my story. It's not the definition of my being. My deepest identity remains rooted in God. No matter how separate I have brought myself, God is still there. No matter how dark I feel, the presence is always within me. Emily Cady repeatedly directs us inward towards a divine center, the place where God and the individual meet. When we only live from our surface personality, we react from our memory. Someone says something, and suddenly an old wound speaks. Someone disappoints us, and 10 previous disappointments join in the conversation. But when we return to our spiritual center, we gain some space. We discover, I have feelings, but I am more than my feelings. I have memories, but I'm more than my memories. I have wounds, but I am more than my wounds. At the core, I am spirit expressing in this world. Goosebumps. I am beloved. I am whole. Here's an old image that's often associated with resentment. It's kind of like the Irish joke. Maybe I'll tell you that later. Holding resentment is like holding a hot coal while waiting to throw it at someone else. Who gets burned first? We do. All right, the Irish joke. I won't make you wait. Holding a resentment is like stabbing your own self in the hand and expecting someone else to feel the pain. The other person may not even know that we are angry. They may be somewhere having lunch. They don't care that you're holding on to that hot coal. They don't. Meanwhile, what are we doing? We're replaying the conversation for the 43rd time. I've been there. Winning arguments in the shower. Delivering brilliant speeches in the car. And the person isn't even there. Forgiveness is putting down the coal. Not because the other person deserves to be free, but you do. We live in a culture that's become remarkably skilled at remembering offenses. A person says something foolish years ago. A screenshot survives forever. Old mistakes are rediscovered, and public outrage begins. Just don't become a politician, then everybody gets to see it. Sometimes accountability is necessary because justice matters. Truth matters. But there's a spiritual question our culture rarely asks. Is transformation possible? How often do you hear that? Can a person become more than their worst moment? Can someone learn? Can someone change? Can we? A society without forgiveness eventually becomes a society without redemption. And Christianity without redemption is difficult to even recognize as Christianity. Carl Jung understood that what remains unconscious continues influencing us. The wound we refuse to examine may quietly become the lens through which we see the world. Someone betrays us once, and we decide people can't be trusted. Wow. Someone abandons us. We decide eventually everyone leaves. Someone criticizes us, and we decide I am not enough. Eventually, the event becomes a belief. That belief becomes an identity, and the identity becomes a prison. Forgiveness says, this happened, but this is not who I am. If you've been through the quantum living process, you're probably thinking, wow, this is why I took the quantum living process. We got a new cohort forming, just so you know. Sometimes the person we most need to forgive is ourselves. We remember what we should have done, what we should have said, the relationship that we damaged, the opportunity we missed, the years we think we wasted. If divine love has released you, why are you still holding yourself hostage? Self-forgiveness does not mean refusing responsibility. It means taking responsibility without turning guilt into identity. You can say, I made a mistake, without saying, I am a mistake. I made a mistake, but I am not that mistake. Enormous difference. Here's something that's very strange about resentment. The event happened in the past, but every time we replay it emotionally, we bring that past into our present. And what happens to our body? The body responds, the heart tightens, anger returns. The argument happens again. Psychological time has now collapsed, and the past has become right here and right now. When we're in that kind of stress, when our body is in that fight or flight mode caused by that pain we experienced a long time ago, what are we doing to our health right now? Forgiveness restores time to its proper order. It says, that happened then. The past may inform me. It may teach me. It may even leave scars. But it does not have to govern this moment. We've been exploring radical wholeness this whole month. Radical comes from a Latin root, radix, which means root. At the root of our being, we are whole. Not because nothing painful ever happened, not because we made no mistakes, not because everyone treated us well. We are whole because our deepest identity originates in a reality that cannot be divided. God. Divine life. The Christ within. The field of oneness in whom we live and move and have our being. Forgiveness is not the creation of wholeness. Forgiveness is the removal of what prevents us from experiencing the wholeness that's already present. I got a practical exercise. And we've been talking before the service started. We're going to try to figure out a way to get these practical exercises into written form, because even if you're taking notes, and I appreciate that you are, it's hard to get everything down. So this practical exercise we'll call the stone and the blessing. This week I want you to find a small stone and hold it in your hand. Let it represent for you something that you've been carrying, okay? Perhaps a resentment, a regret, a guilt, anger, a relationship, or a disappointment. I don't want you to go and pick the deepest trauma you've ever experienced in your life here. Begin with something you're ready to work with. And for a moment say, this happened. Get the stone. Do not deny it. Then, I honor what I learned. So first, this happened. I honor what I learned. I release my need to carry it in the same way. And now take the stone somewhere that's meaningful for you. Maybe a stream, a garden, maybe the base of a tree, and just place it down. And then say, I release you. I release myself. I choose freedom. I'm going to do my best to put this on the website, if not today, tomorrow, okay? The outer act does not magically erase our inner work. It's not some magic, this ritual. But the ritual does help give our soul a language. We go through these motions because our unconscious, we appreciate the symbolism of the motion. The body reinforces what our heart and our head are learning to believe. Okay, so let's do this right now. Call it the open hand. Here's one simple gesture that creates our spiritual journey. First, make a fist. Hold it tightly. Protect, defend, control this fist. Now open your hand. The circumstances may not have changed. The past has not been rewritten, but something has changed. Your relationship to what you're holding. Forgiveness is this movement from the closed fist to the open hand. The open hand can release. The open hand can receive. The open hand can bless. The open hand can reach for another. The open hand is finally free. Now, if you'd like to participate, you can affirm after me each one of these affirmations. I am rooted in the wholeness of God. I honor what I have experienced. I receive the wisdom it has given me. I release resentment and guilt and the need to remain bound to yesterday. I forgive others. I forgive myself. What I release no longer has the power to imprison me. I am whole. I am free. I am an expression of divine love. And so it is. Radical wholeness. We began with the burning bush and discovered a gentle nudge. Guidance. God is already speaking, so we learned to listen. We encountered the lion and the lamb and discovered that peace is not the elimination of opposites. Peace is their transformation within a greater wholeness. We learned to integrate. Today, we placed down the stone. We opened our hand. We discovered that forgiveness does not change yesterday. It changes what yesterday is allowed to do today. We learn to release. Listen, integrate, and release. And beneath all three of these is one great spiritual realization. Nothing has ever separated us from the presence of God. This is radical wholeness. Not becoming whole someday, but awakening to the wholeness that has been here all along. The freedom of forgiveness. Thank you. And now I'd like to sing a song for you. This is by a fella named Jack Fowler. Jack used to come down here to Alabama quite often when he was the director of music up in Nashville. And he wrote a bunch of songs up there. Up there in Nashville, they write together as groups. I didn't change that slide. That is not what I'm going to sing. That's the song I sang last week. I'm sorry, y'all. This is called Right Here, Right Now. I need the guitar. I wandered away from it. I guess it threw me off to see that slide. If you know the words here, you can join in with me if you like. If you don't know the words, that's okay too. Just let the presence of the vibration wash through you, because it's a prayer. It truly is. Jack used to say when he came that funny how I can say in 3 or 5 minutes what it takes you your ministers 30 minutes to say. And he was right. Right here, right now, we have come into the presence of God, and our hearts are open to a love that's found. Right here, right now. That's all there is to it. Right here, right now, we have come into the presence of God, and our hearts are open to a love that's found. Right here, right now, right here, right now, we have come into the presence of God, and our hearts here right now. We have come into the presence of God, and our hearts are open to a love that's found right here, right now. I miss Jack. He was down at Unity of Metairie down near New Orleans. I don't know where he's at right now. Let's celebrate our abundance. And I need a volunteer. And David, since you're so close, would you volunteer this morning? Thank you. We'll sing together this next song as David wanders around. I give because I believe in love. I give because I believe in love. I give because I believe in love, and love is given to me. I give because I believe in joy. I give because I believe in joy. I give because I believe in joy, and joy is given to me. Thank you. If you're joining us online and you would like to freely give from your heart, you may go to unityofhuntsville.org and click on the donate button, where you may securely give through PayPal. And let us bless all those offerings we're receiving online now, and all the offerings that we have just received and are in this basket, as we affirm together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Lovingly I give, and lovingly I receive. Thank you. And now I've got some announcements for you. And the first one is that I got a text from Lindsay Strickland this morning, right before the service started. She was going to be here to give us a lesson from A Course in Miracles after the service around 12:30 or so. She's had something come up involving her kitty Lulu, who has gotten very old, and she has a need to be there with her kitty this morning. You've got to understand that our pets, for some of us, are like our children. And I know how that is, because I lost a furry friend a couple years ago. And I still think fondly of my dog, Johnny Cash Dog, the man in black. He was a strange dog. I never had a dog that I had to warn people. Now, he bites, and he'd come up to you and be begging to be pet, and if you reach down there to pet him, he bites you. I never could get over that. Anyhow. So let's remember Lindsay, her mother, and her kitty Lulu in prayer as we pray today, okay? That was her request, and I want to share that online so everybody can hear that. Now, next month on the fourth Sunday, we're going to have Lindsay twice, because we're going to have Lindsay as the guest speaker on the fourth Sunday in August, and she'll be also giving her presentation on A Course in Miracles. So that's like a month from right now. Now, the next event we got going on is on the second Sunday. We have potluck dinner right upstairs. We'll start after the service, after our circle of light. We'll go up together and we'll eat. It's just a fun time to gather. We can talk about something spiritual, or we can talk about what the mailman left us. I mean, it doesn't really matter, you know, it doesn't really matter. We just get together and enjoy one another's company. We've got some classes that are in the works, but we don't have anything to present first and third Sundays right now. So this is what, you know, if something's speaking on your heart that you'd like to teach, just let me know. Me or Debbie Priest or Betsy. One of us, we'll get it together and see if we can't get a class going. I know David has mentioned that he might want to do Lessons in Truth again pretty soon. But I know he works long hours, and so I do too, so I know how that is. I've got something in the works myself, but it hasn't come out yet. As soon as I know what it is, I'll let you know. Betsy?
Yeah, I've taken over our meetup page.
So she's taken over the meetup page.
Check out meetup. I just put a new class on for this coming Wednesday night. I'm going to have an introduction to the art of quantum living.
Okay, so if you're online, you didn't hear that. Starting this Wednesday night, there's going to be an introduction to the art of quantum living. Now, I do know there's a new cohort forming that will start in September. So this might give you a taste of what you're in for. What you're going to get, I'm telling you. All right, and so when is your class? What time on Wednesdays?
6:30.
6:30.
I'll be at Zoom, and the Zoom link is in meetup.
Okay, so if you want to join, go to Meetup. It's meetup.com. Search for Unity of Huntsville and look for the Art of Quantum Living Introduction. And there's a Zoom link there. Debbie?
So you will not be meeting here at the church?
No, it's just
It's only on Zoom.
Only on Zoom. That's how I'm going to do my next class too. Driving down here and only one person being here, 1 out of 3 classes. It's just too much driving when we can do a good experience over Zoom. We had like 4 or 5 people joining on Zoom, and it was an awesome experience. So we'll do it on Zoom, and that way you don't have to drive either. And winter's coming on, so it's going to be dark by the time you even get here, and then really good and dark time you leave. So, yep.
this Wednesday, and it might be a couple more Wednesdays too. It just depends how things go. But then on September 12th, that's a Saturday, at 2 o'clock, that I'm starting a new cohort for the Art of Quantum Living, 21-day quantum living process. So if anybody's interested in that, we'll just keep announcing that, and that will be up on me.
So I want to repeat that for those that are joining us online. The new Quantum Living cohort will start on September 12th, and it'll be at 2 o'clock, and it'll be on Saturdays going from there. Now, you're going to have to sign up because you can't just show up for this. You've got to register. There's a workbook that you've got to buy, but that's the only charge, is the $25 workbook, and you'll get all that information when you register. There's a link. If you go to any of our newsletters and you click on the feedback button and you click there and say you're interested in the quantum living process, we'll make sure that Betsy gets that email so you can get registered. And in the newsletter that's coming out on the 1st of August, there will be a link in the advertisement for the quantum living process cohort. And Debbie's got a question.
Is that in person or only on Zoom?
That is only on Zoom. And that really makes it convenient, though. It really does. I did it on Zoom, and I don't feel like I was cheated at all. It's a valuable way of looking at that stuff we're still holding on to, that we keep bringing forward. We talked a lot about this, what we talked about forgiveness, especially forgiving of ourselves, forgiving of others. It comes out. It comes out, and let's just say it's very effective the way they help us in this format to look at ourselves. And we start with easy things too. You don't want to start out, just like I said for that exercise. Don't grab that stone for the trauma that's hurting you the most. You know, pick something that you can work with. And that's how the Q course starts too. All right, so is there any other announcements that I'm missing? Did we set a day for our next garden party? August the 29th is our next garden party. Now, don't be deceived. The garden club is work. We're not going to sit at tables outside and drink mint juleps.
It is in person.
And it is definitely in person. If we can figure out how you can sit on Zoom and pull and chop, pull weeds and chop the shrubs back,
You'd like that.
we'd like that. But yeah, we ain't figured out how to do that. It's just like we haven't figured out how to share the circle of light over live stream either. So if you're joining us online, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your presence here with us. And we invite you to share that experience that you've had this morning with everyone you meet by seeing the Christ light that's in you, in each person who you meet. Don't take my word for it that it really changes the energy in the room. Try it out and see for yourself. And then come on down here, join us for the Circle of Light, and share how that went for you. We'd love to see you here at 1328 Governor's Drive. Thank you for joining us.